So I spent a few minutes using the builder to add new assets and build out this page. And so far I kind of have something very, very simple. I kind of have that quote. I used our PDF portfolio as a guide to kind of how to build out this page and what images to use. So that's already kind of been determined, and I'm sprinkling a little bit of description throughout. Instead of having one big old description, I can kind of have some photos that go along with it, so it feels like there's a mixture of photos and text to read as you kind of scroll down through each one. So all the way down to the bottom of the website. Of course, you don't want to have too many at this point. You just need to stop. And, you know, you can always, if you feel like your project needs a really, really, really long page to describe it all, sometimes having the use of video is not a bad idea at all. To have video as a way to help really describe your course without them having to continually scroll. So we're going to create a extra little promo video for one of our projects in an upcoming bonus lesson, so you can go ahead and check that out if you want to skip ahead. So just kind of using this portfolio builder, I'm not going to get into too much detail about how to use it. Actually, it's pretty intuitive. You can click here, you can add images, text, and you can reorder the order of everything as well. So you can add images, text, photo grids. You can even bring in Lightroom photos, audio, video. You can embed YouTube videos as a way to add your videos. Of course, social icons, and of course a contact form, which we all need on our portfolio. And you can easily arrange these by hovering over any element here and then clicking on this edit icon and going down to reorder page content. And this is kind of your big plan. So this lays out all the different things on your particular project page, and you can sit there and you can reorder these however you wish. So you can kind of have see your whole layout here, so you can have a nice plan of how everything looks and flows. So that's just one project. Let me go ahead and go back to the home page. Of course, now that we finished the project, we need to find a really good cover photo for that. So we need to probably edit and crop this particular one right here. So I can just go click on that edit and go to edit cover image. You can show whatever you'd like. You can even bring in one of your other project photos if you feel like that really tells the project better. So we can kind of have that wow image. What's the most important photo to put on your cover? That's how you get to really grab people. I think this is nice because it's clean and you have a lot of thumbnails. You're going to have a lot of busyness going on. So choosing more clean thumbnails might be a good idea. So I'm going to click on done. That's going to update. And so there's our first project. We can go ahead and add, I actually like the cover for the second project. And we can go ahead and add all of that and go ahead and do our second project, our third, our fourth, or fifth, or sixth. Go ahead and load all these in to kind of see what this final portfolio will look like. So what about a bio page on here? That's going to be created very similar. We're going to go ahead and add a new page. Of course, it's going to give you some basic layout options. I think it'd be really neat to do kind of a profile pic on the right with a little description on the left. So let's go ahead and click on that. And this will be about me, because bio sounds a little impersonal. And we've already done a lot of this hard work already. We already have this developed from our PDF portfolio. Let's go ahead and get that nice statement highlight quote. Make that a little bit bigger. I'm going to be adding a button. I think having a button here, kind of a call to action. You're on a bio page. Let's have some kind of call to action button. Work together, contact me, let's get together, find a quote. All these kind of buttons can kind of help have some kind of action for that user or viewer to take after they read your beautifully well-written bio and they've seen your picture. Always have some kind of call to action, or send them to the contact page where they'll be able to contact you, or have that right there below just to make it easy. We're just adding a text box, and we have everything we need here in our bio. Let's go ahead and scroll up to our bio. We can decide to use the third person bio on the website if we feel like that works a little bit better in this portfolio. It's really up to you. We're going to try the third person bio here. And we're going to have to do some significant little edits to the text and typography. Just going to kind of highlight this. And let's go ahead and make it what we've been making everything, which is our Benton Sands. Let's try a lighter weight. Let's do light and make it a lot smaller. And this is where having a little bit more of a reduced bio for a web digital environment. I know we kind of had a longer one for our PDF Portfolio, which is more of a formal document. For a website bio, I would probably even cut as much as you can. Just say less with more. I would probably cut a few more lines of type here. Try to get it to a decent size. So now let's go ahead and change our name here. We can even add our logo instead. So we can go ahead and delete this. And let's add our logo because that's going to look really nice. And what's great about this space is we can add our nice seal or circular logo here. It'll look a little bit more professional. Let's change the margin here. Add a little more padding. Just gets nice white space, helps everything look a little bit more professional. So let's add our little headshot. So there's our headshot added. I would say this is a very nice, clean, professional bio. If I were to arrive on this person's website, I would take them incredibly seriously. I could scroll down here. I can even click on the work together. I can go down to social media. They're giving me something to kind of click on. I got a nice, big, bold photo here. I think this looks great as a bio. So now we have an about me, we have our work, we have a contact page, and we can add a form on that contact page or some way to have them contact you. We have kind of our other social media icons. We even have a footer at the bottom that has kind of our all rights reserved, and we have our 6 different items here. So you see how clean this is. Let's go ahead and preview the site and see how clean it is. We don't need a lot of junk on our portfolio. There it is. We're on the website. You can scroll over, find the titles. It's very easy to use, and that's it. We're not offering rows and rows and rows of projects. It's nice and clean. I feel like if I'm visiting this website, I'm not overwhelmed. I can click on one project and I can get a lot more detail that way if I want to find out more detail. So there's kind of the landing page. I have our little quote up at the top. Everything's nice and readable. This is nothing fancy. There's not a whole lot of major design work going on here. This is all very, very basic. And I kind of put this together in about a half hour or so you don't have to spend a ton of time putting together a nice website portfolio. So let's go ahead and go back. Of course, there's always the ability to add video. We're going to do a bonus video next where we're going to be able to switch out our theme and add a video-driven portfolio for those who want to use a video reel or want to show off your projects. You can also embed them like we did in this project at the end. Embed a YouTube video. You can upload it to YouTube and get the embed code, and you can be able to embed that on any website. Of course, you can switch your themes at any time and it'll automatically populate for you. So if we wanted to switch to maybe this Ludwig theme, we can go ahead and click and it's going to automatically populate. That's one of the big benefits to this type of website. So you can look, all I have to do is switch my logo out to make sure I have white type instead of dark. But other than that, I really, really like this presentation. This looks actually a lot better. So scrolling down, we have just 6 very simple projects here. And that's it. Look how nice and simple that is. And so I would just need to do some work lightening that up. I could even change this background to blue and maybe have a white logo. That would look really nice too. So it's very easy to switch your themes and to find out which one you want, and it'll automatically populate with all the content that you have. So if we wanted to have one that had the headline driven thing or an image driven thing, let's do this Marta. Let's click on that and kind of see how that looks. So this would be good. Of course, I'd have to change all that text out, but this would be good. You can actually put a video, I believe, back here or a photo and have it be driven with a headline, and then you scroll down to your content. So you can see all the wide variety of templates and options, and it's very, very, very quick to put together. That's probably one of the big benefits to using Adobe Portfolio as your web builder. Of course, you need to have a subscription to access this, but I don't pay anything for my portfolio. I don't have a professional domain name linked up. I just kind of use the one that's here that you're seeing right now. But you can easily link one up if you go to settings. You can buy a domain name off GoDaddy or any other domain seller, and you can link up a professional domain name so that you don't have to have portfolio.adobe/something. It could be your graphic design business or your photography business or whatever name that you have for your freelance creative business. So I wanted to go over that real quickly. Of course, I can't dive into all the little details, or this would be the longest class ever, but there's so many different options. I wanted to really kind of go in a little more detail on that one, because this is one that I personally prefer and really like to use, because it's made for creative portfolios. It's designed for this.